My name is Janet Allen. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'd like to show you how to make a quick afternoon snack or even a light dessert for your family. But since we're in the kitchen, the first thing we need to do is be sure to wash our hands. It's always important when we're working around food to have clean hands, but it's probably even more important now with everything that's going on to be sure that our hands are clean. Okay, the first thing I'd like to do is tell you that we need to preheat the oven to 375. I've already done that and my oven is heating. The next thing is to tell you the ingredients we're going to be using today. We're going to have a can of crescent rolls, 1 apple, you can use red or green, it doesn't really matter what kind you use, 2 tablespoons of melted butter, a cinnamon sugar mixture, you can use cinnamon sugar, cinnamon and brown sugar, you can use cinnamon and white sugar, and then you can have some chopped nuts if you would like to, if your family likes nuts. If not, leave the nuts out. Okay, I think we're ready to begin. Here's your can of crescent rolls. There's a little tab here at the top that tells you to start here, and that's where you unwind it. And you pull the paper off, and then you use a spoon, the end of a spoon, and press right on the seam, and it will pop right open for you. Works every time. We're then going to unroll the crescent rolls and lay them here on this mat. I'm using a mat because it'll just make cleanup so much easier. You could use a piece of wax paper, you could use a cutting board, anything that would cover the surface for you so that it's not just on the countertop. But you could put it just on the countertop as long as it's clean. So we're gonna unroll our crescent rolls, and then we're gonna separate them. I see that we have a couple of little holes here, but that'll be easy. We can push that right together and it won't be a problem at all. I'm going to use a pizza cutter. You can use a knife. You can just try to tear it on the perforations, but if you want it to be a little cleaner cut, then use a knife or a pizza cutter. Go right along where the perforations are. And then I'm going to cut each of those in half again. You could use the whole thing, but I think it just makes for a better sized little snack if we cut them in half again. So we're going to have those. We have those. Cut this one. And now we've cut that one. Okay. Got them all laid out here. Make sure everything is cut apart. And then we're going to brush each one with our melted butter. I use a little pastry brush, but you could just use a teaspoon and use the back of the spoon to do it. What you really want to do is make sure you go all the way to the end so that when we roll these up later on, they'll be able to stick there like we want them to. Looks like this one kind of got crossed over. There we go. Okay, and as you'll know in the ingredients list, I said you could use brown sugar and cinnamon, or you could use white sugar and cinnamon. I have some brown sugar and cinnamon mixed up, but I also have, this is what we use at our house just when we're making cinnamon toast, and it's a cinnamon sugar that's already mixed, and when it runs out, we just make up more mixture and just put the white sugar in there with a little cinnamon and then shake it up and it's good to go. All right, now it's time to put our sugar on. So I'm going to do 4 with the brown sugar and 4 with the cinnamon sugar, with the white sugar. And you just want to put it right in here. Make sure you cover it pretty good. I mean, you don't necessarily want it to be like running over the edges once it's cooking, but you do want to make sure you have enough on there so that you have that sweet taste. Maybe just a little bit more on that one. And then on the other four, I'm going to use this. It's a little bit easier because it has a shaker top, and so I'm just going to shake it right on there like that. All right. Now, you have taken your apple and you can cut it into 8 pieces, 8 slices, or you can do 10 slices. I wouldn't do any fewer than 8 because it makes the slices too thick, and then it's harder for them to cook. You can use, if you have one of these little gadgets, it's an apple slicer and core, and you put it over the apple. You would put it over the apple like this and push down, and it would take the core out and cut it into 10 slices for you. But if you don't have that, then just use a knife, cut the apple in half again, and then each of those quarters in half again. And that makes you have your slices of apple. All right, I'm gonna put nuts on a few and leave some without nuts. I know my grandchildren, some of them like nuts and some of them do not like nuts. So I try to please everyone. And then we're ready to roll up. You're going to take a piece of your apple. You're going to put it here at the end, at the broader end, and you're just going to start rolling it. You're going to end up with the little point right there and put it right on your baking sheet. Do a couple of red ones in here too. The green apple that I'm using today is actually a Granny Smith apple, and the red one I believe is a Gala, but it doesn't really matter. You could use a Red Delicious, you could use a Gala, you could use Envy, there are all kinds of apple types out there. Any of them would work. So don't be concerned about what kind of apple you have. It'll be good no matter. This would be a good thing because it's quick, that if you had something else that you needed to do and you wanted to come in at the last minute and make this, it would make up a nice snack. Or like I said earlier, just think how proud you would be if you made dessert for your whole family. So you could make these for dinner. And if you had some ice cream, some vanilla ice cream, you could certainly top them off, put a couple of these on a plate, and then put a scoop of vanilla ice cream on there. I think that would be yummy. All right, after we have done that and we've rolled them all up, we're gonna brush them one more time with the butter, just so we get a nice golden brown on them as they're baking. And after we've brushed each one with some more butter, we're going to sprinkle them one more time. And I'm going to sprinkle all of them with this just because it's so much easier. Okay, and there we have our apple nibblers, all rolled up and ready for the oven. We're going to put them over here in the oven. Remember, we have set it on 375. And we're going to cook them for 12 minutes. And then because of the beauty of technology, we already have a pan ready. Right out of the oven. Here are your apple nibblers. Happy baking!